They aren't sure if they're the ones that caused the fire or exactly what the cause of fire is.
The Benton County Sheriff's Foundation created these patches to show their support for people with autism.
Now they have several options. You can either hop into one of the tethered balloons, which are kid friendly, or you can climb up and go up in a way. But to give you guys some information, if you're planning to come down, it is a free event and it'll be starting off today until Sunday.
This year, the MLK Spirit Award recipient is Martin Valadez. He's the interim chair for the Tri-Cities Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, regional director for the Tri-Cities campus of Heritage University, and so much more.
It is a little bit windy, but here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus.
The Cascade building caught fire back in February. The ground floor housed businesses like the Ladybug shop. Dr. Erickson says that if it's too cold for you, it's definitely too cold for your pet. Something else to consider is clearing your tires of any snow or ice, as well as clearing in front and behind your tires to gain traction.
They decorate for 2 weeks, and they start decorating since early November.
Well, as little kids, we think about becoming doctors, nurses, and even the president. Catholic Regional Medical Center is giving high school students the opportunity to test their career goals. Happening right now in Kennewick, where crews from the Kennewick Fire and police departments are on scene of an apartment fire off South McKinley Street. Your Health Now, every January 14th is Walmart Wellness Day. It gives people in the community the opportunity to get a free screening. We're tracking breaking news in Benton County for a fire off South Mills Road, and monkeypox is spreading in Western Washington, and the CDC is limiting the number of vaccines in response. Byron Hill Fire now 90% contained. Fire still burning in what's known as no man's land. Wind speeds are at 15 miles per hour. Those gusts could be reaching up to 30 miles per hour. So if you're out near the Kittitas County, please be careful. We'll be tracking that throughout much of the day. That warning is set to expire at 4:45. Could they extend it? I'll be tracking that a little bit longer.
Doors open at 9 a.m. Yep. What time are you guys closing today?
Today we close at 2 p.m. and come on out and have some fun. It's perfect weather out today.
Yeah, it is. And speaking of that weather, let's look at what it's going to look like for today and even the rest of this Memorial Day weekend as we head into the start of that work week. Right now, looking outside for that morning forecast, we'll start to see those temperatures gradually increase throughout the day for both Tri-Cities and Yakima, from those upper 70s into those low 80s. Could be seeing some breezy and even gusty winds, especially in the Yakima and Kittitas valleys.
Moving through the area, and then by tonight, could be a little bit clear, and then as we head into tomorrow morning, still clear, and by tomorrow evening, there's that heavy snow. We could expect to see up to a foot of snow. Looking ahead at the rest of our week, temps going to be going up into the 40s by Wednesday. Still some snow, rain mix possibility.
So I'm just going to go back now, but let's look at what the 7 day is going to look like. We've got a chance of a straight PM shower tonight, then some breezy conditions sticking around into tomorrow. By Monday for Memorial Day, we'll have some clear skies, those temperatures flirting with the 90s. And then we've got some cooler days ahead of next week. We'll have those temperatures really going from those mid 80s or upper 80s to the mid 80s and eventually into the low 80s for Yakima and Tri-Cities. I'm going to enjoy the rest of these donuts they gave me.
It's always been a passion of mine. I've always really loved horses. I've always known that my career is going to be somewhere involved with agriculture, and I always hoped that it would be with horses.
Her passion has won her countless ribbons, buckles, trophies, and more. Julia tells me she started riding horses at Happy Horse in Burbank, and it's been full trot since. Her move to Montana still proving some challenges, learning to ride English style, and now ranching style. It's the first program of its kind in the Tri-Cities, something the program manager tells me the community needs.
We are hoping to grow this as much as we can because we see the need and we see that gap and we want to fill it and make this big.
It's not kids building robots, it's robots building up kids.
Meet Team Classified and Team Confidential. Together, they make up the Umatilla High School robotics team. They won a grant from Amazon Web Services, which means more opportunities for the team to grow. Lunch. My favorite part of going to school. The fresh pizza, soft chocolate chip cookies, and the occasional crispy apple. School lunch staff work hard to make and prepare food for kids.
At the secondary level, we come in really early. So I get here at 6, and the ladies in my kitchen also come in really early. And so we're starting to prep for our breakfast, and we're panning up for the next day.
Major Hayden Fulham and his safety observer, Joel Russo, touched down in Pasco. They tell me being in the Tri-Cities is exciting, and they can't wait to watch the waterfallies both in the air and on the ground. With the new variant and holiday gatherings, COVID testing sites are seeing longer lines. I talked with 2 people who say they waited about 15 minutes at the Richland testing site just off of George Washington Way. Bladesmithing. It's been around for centuries, but for 2 Tri-Citians, it's become quite the hobby. Wade Plumley and Dave Roeder have both appeared on the hit History Channel show Forged in Fire. Rochelle Hill raced motorcycles for nearly 15 years, retiring a champion. She tells me the adrenaline junkie in her simply couldn't stay away.
Met my spouse, and we were on the east side of the state over at Pateros, and I saw these crazy hydroplanes racing. And 6 months later, we had a hydroplane.
Don't mourn about me, but if you want to remember me, he'd always be like, be the best you can. Be the best you can. Be the best version of you can become.
Roger Morphin was headed to his hotel room from a Safeway in Auburn, Washington, when a food delivery driver hit and killed him. His friends and family knew him as Junior. They say he was the most selfless person they knew, giving back to the community.
Always be the one to, like I said, give you anything, a shoulder to cry on or someone to talk to, even if he was going through something. I think we've all been there. Junior was going through a lot or something, and he'd be like, oh, man, it's cool.
Junior and his friends would ride the bus from Pasco to the Richland skate park because Pasco doesn't have one. Shortly after he died, Blaine Phillips, a friend, created a petition for the city of Pasco to build one in his honor. I reached out to the city of Pasco to show them the petition. Zach Radkai says the city has seen the petition and is working to meet the needs of the community, the skate park being one.
We'd certainly like to know where in Pasco this would be ideally located to best serve the skating community, but also, could it be near his former residence?
It's evident Junior impacted everyone in the Tri-Cities skateboarding community, from people who met him and others that never did.
I never got to meet Roger myself personally. Every single day someone will bring up his name at least once. He made a huge impact on all the skaters, whether they be the old heads that are like my age, up in our 20s and older, or they're the younger kids who are just barely starting to skate.
His dad, Roger, says he didn't realize how many people that was until the day of Junior's services.
A lot of times I told him, I said, you got one brother, and he would tell me, nope, I got a whole bunch of brothers. So now I know what he meant by that, because all these guys stick together to them, and I feel grateful to have him around me now.
Junior's friends say this skate park will help kids in the Pasco community that can't afford a bus ride to Kennewick and Richland parks. They hope it sheds a light on the talented skaters in Pasco, pushing them to do bigger and better things. Reporting in Kennewick, I'm Briana Chavez.
Yeah, dude, he'd be so happy. He'd be so happy. Yeah, he'd be like, whoa, we're going to skate.